Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It is the number one training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. And how do you do this? By building your courage, confidence, and competence so you can accept, believe, and commit to what it is that God has called you to do. Okay, come on, y'all. Let's get the song going. Hey, hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Come on inside of the room. Let's get this conversation going. Thank you for sharing, Sissy. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, give me the red dress because you know that's what I need. You know that's what I'm looking for. But look, you guys, let's have this conversation. It doesn't work like that. Put it in the chat. It doesn't work like that. And I want to give you a little bit of context of what it is that I'm talking about. So this past weekend, I had an opportunity to assist with a major event for 2 days that took place in Raleigh. It was great. And we had an amazing turnout, and we did an amazing job, right? But there's also some pieces or things that we could improve on or we could do better, right? And having those conversations in my mind, I was believing or thinking that we were on the same page and we had the same understanding. But do you get it doesn't work like that? Put it in the chat. It doesn't work like that. Do you get that you could be in the same place, same time, experiencing the same thing, but see things differently? Put it in the chat. I saw it differently. Put it in the chat. I saw it differently. And you may have experienced some things like this as well. And how that normally happens is that you find yourself either assuming or believing that everybody is on the same page. Put it in the chat. We ain't all on the same page. We ain't all on the same page. We could share space. We could be in the same place. We could have similar skills. We could have similar friends and conversations. But do you get that we may not necessarily be on the same page? So I want to get into this conversation about it. It just doesn't work like that. So you can have a better understanding and a better place to stand when it comes to having similar experiences with different people and understanding however it is that you want to communicate, whatever it is that you need to say, you need to do just that. Why? Because you're not having the same experience, even though you're in the same space. Put it in the chat. We ain't having the same experience, even though we're together, even though we're sharing the same space. We ain't having the same experience. So here is one thing that I got during this event that I think would be helpful for those of you who share space with people who do similar things as you, and your communication may be just a little off, or you may not be doing or seeing things the same way. The first thing that I want you to get is that we are not created equal. Put it in the chat. I know that we have this hope, this dream to be treated equal, right? We want to have the same opportunities. We want to be treated fairly, right? It has nothing to do with the way that we were created. Do you get that there's some skills, gifts, talents, and abilities that you have that I don't have? Go ahead and drop some of the gifts, talents, and abilities that you have inside the chat. Like for me, I do have a gift for singing, right? I also have built and developed a skill for planning. Um, I am super creative. I love doing makeup, and I think I'm good at doing makeup. Um, there's a lot of things that I feel like I do well that other people may be gifted at or talented at, but I get that we are not created equal. Put it in the chat. We are not created equal. So when you're in these spaces, let's just say in an office meeting or maybe on a team similar like I was this past weekend, that there's nothing that you should assume that the other person know. And the reason why I say that is because you may be gifted in a particular way that the other person can't see what you see, can't understand what you understand. Speaking, writing, hosting, and creating. Okay, I got you, Facebook user. Okay, LaShawn said, okay, I'm gifted or talented at organizing, singing, dancing, and advocating for others. Great, right? And there's great that you know that. Put this in the chat. I know my superpower. Put it in the chat. I know my superpower. And I do too, right? And I learn more. Hey, Missy. And I learn more and more about myself each and every day, every time that I'm in a situation where I'm able to show or display those gift, talents, and abilities. I see where I have grown. I see different things that I'm learning. But I want you to get that even though I may share a space with LaShawn or Missy, do you get that we are not created equal? And that's on purpose. Like, we are different. With different superpowers, with different skill sets and different things. And you need to act accordingly. Put it in the chat. I need to act accordingly, right? We are not created equal. We want to be treated equal. We want to be respected, but we're not created equal. There's some things that I have that you don't have, and vice versa. Okay, number 2. The second thing that I learned this weekend was I really needed to value my skill. Put it in the chat, value my skill. See, because it comes so easily to me, I sometimes discount or discredit the gift that I have or the ability that I have to actually do the things that I do. And not that I purposely devalue it, right? I don't devalue it, but sometimes I don't get how important it may be for someone else to have me in the midst. Do you get that? Like, sometimes you take yourself for granted. Sometimes you don't value what it is that you bring as much as other people value it. And that could be very dangerous. Why? Because it could lead you to being used, not paid what you need to be paid. It could create so many things if you don't value your skills. And I get that it's easy, but I want you to know that it's special to you and everybody can't do it. Put it in the chat. Everybody can't do what I do. Put it in the chat. Everybody can't do what I do. And I don't want you to feel like that's being conceited or being stuck up or being convinced. People cannot do what you do. And I want you to know that and understand. I can't do it like Missy. I can't do it like LaShawn. I can't do it like anyone else who's out there watching or who may be watching this replay, right? And I'm okay with it. But what I want you to get is when people say things to you and acknowledge you for the things that you bring to the table, I want you to get into the habit of saying thank you. And if you want to know more about how they experience you doing that particular thing, I want you to engage in conversation so you can actually hear your superpower, your skill set being appreciated by other people and in what particular way. Because again, it comes so easy to you. You sometimes devalue it, not on purpose, but just because it's easy and it's a part of you and it's who you are and it's no big deal. It's kind of like, I wake up like this. I woke up like this, right? This is just something that's innate in me that I can display at any given time, any given place. All you have to do is say the word, and I'm in planning mode, or I'm in conversation or speaking mode or coaching mode. Do you get that? All right. And then the third thing. Now, this was something that was really, really getting me hemmed up this weekend, right? Number 3 is stop trying to understand. Put it in the chat. Stop trying to understand. Like, that's just one of my favorite saying. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Stop trying to understand. And instead of you trying to understand why people are moving the way that they're moving, doing the things that they're doing, why don't you use that as an opportunity to teach or to express or to communicate, right? Or to ask questions. Stop just trying to understand, because you trying to understand ain't gonna make it no clearer. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you ain't doing that but saying that to yourself. I just don't understand. I'm trying to understand. No, don't try to understand. Communicate. Put it in the chat. I will communicate. Put it in the chat. I will communicate. There's so many things available to us through conversation, but we don't make it a habit to communicate with other people, to say what it is that's on our mind in a way that it could be received. Right. Another thing, too, that was getting me hemmed up, and you don't have to write this because this ain't a part of my points. But if you want to put it in the chat, put it in the chat. But I really was getting hemmed up on the way that I was communicating. Right. Sometimes I overthink my communication because I don't want to come off rude, or I don't want to be abrupt, or I don't want to be as direct. And in some situations, you don't have time to be long-winded or beat around the bush, but I always think that people should respect each other, right? You should not be talking to people like they crazy, which did happen to me this weekend. It is definitely okay to question their knowledge or to make sure they are who they say they are and they do have the skill set that they have. But don't get into the habit of second guessing your communication to a point where you're not able to communicate at all, because that communication that you're withholding, that you're I don't want to say afraid, but looking for the right words to communicate, to say, could actually be hindering or causing more harm to the situation instead of actually blessing it and bringing it to the level where it needs to be. All right, so listen, it doesn't work like that. I want you to stop assuming that people can do what it is that you do. Stop assuming that they understand the things that you believe that they should understand because they share the same space and place as you. They may even do the same thing, have the same occupation or vocation, but get it. We are not created equal. Put it in the chat. We are not created equal. Number two, you got to value your skill. You're special. You got superpowers, and people cannot do what you do. And the last thing, as a recap, I want you to get, stop trying to understand. I need you to just communicate. Say what there is to say. Teach what there is to teach. Get people on the same page with you through your communication and telling them what it is that you see that they may not be able to see. And listen to what it is that they have to say and see how you both can get on the same page, because it will only make the situation better. But I want you to get, the more you stand in that place of assuming that they got what you got and they understand what you understand and that you guys are created equal, the worse the situation may be, the more upset that you may be in, the more you can see a situation not going as well as you think, because you think or believe that somebody should already know, or that they understand the things that you understand, and even that they're able to see the things that you're able to see. All right, so I love you. Always looking forward to serving you. Friday, I'm traveling, but I'm gonna get something in for you. I don't know what time I land in Phoenix, but I promise I'm coming to you live at 5. You got it? All right. Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys on Friday. Go ahead. Get that it doesn't work like that. Put it in the chat. Stop assuming that people got what you got, because you ain't all created equal. You're unique. You're special. Your powers are your special powers. And anything else that you want to get or for people to understand, you got to communicate it. Love you guys. Hey, I'm live at 5.